Did you see the clip with Anthony Anderson and
Yes,
Jimmy
I
Kimmel?
shared that clip. It was terrible. Look,
It was so awkward.
it's so awkward. It's not funny. It's lazy. And I know I have a lot of people from my old life when I worked in comedy who are still following me. A lot unfriended me, but a lot are still friends with me. And some of them contact me privately to offer support or to ask for advice or to talk about their fear in pushing back against this woke ideology now that they can see it and see how widespread it is. But some of them, I also know they never talk to me, but I know they like to hate stalk my posts and share them to a private group where they trash me, which is fine. You can do that. I make my posts public for a reason. But I know you're following me. And my question to you is this, because a lot of you still work in TV and a lot of you still produce woke garbage like the Emmys and like this Anthony Anderson clip with Jimmy Kimmel. Do you think this is funny? Does it give you any pause that at the time I shared it, I think there were 25,000 dislikes, and I think last time I saw it was 30,000 dislikes and 2,000 likes. The people they're not laughing anymore. They're starting to quit buying this ideological sermonizing that you're doing and you're trying to pass off as comedy. And maybe comedy isn't for you.
It was. Look, I don't watch this stuff anyway. Can we just describe it? So I have a transcript here. So Anthony Anderson, for people who are listening, Anthony Anderson says he goes out on stage with Jimmy Kimmel. Stage is like a green screen. They're in a room by themselves because they're scared of COVID. He says, we have a record number of Black Emmy nominees this year, which is great. And he pauses and he looks over at Jimmy Kimmel. And then he says to Jimmy Kimmel, this is the part where white people start to applaud. And Kimmel kind of awkwardly goes, oh.
Like a seal, like a trained seal.
Yeah. And then Anthony Anderson says, and nod. And Kimmel's like, oh. And nods. And that was kind of, and then, then he went on about black representation and blah, blah, blah. At one point, he used the term white-splain, which I hadn't heard before, but makes sense, I guess. If you're gonna have mansplaining, you got white-splaining.
Yeah.
It just was so awkward.
We put white-splaining on our SJW bingo card, which we should roll out again, by the way.
Oh, was it on our SJW bingo card? Yeah. I forgot about it. Okay. So I had heard it before. But it was, this has nothing to do with ideology. Like, it just wasn't funny. It was very, very cringe. And I wonder, they are in such an echo chamber that no one in the writing room is like, gosh, this sucks.
No one. Oh, it actually made it out. And people, again, go look at the ratio of dislikes to likes. Nobody's laughing. I know comedy is subjective. I challenge you to find anyone, even in the writer's room, who found it funny. They found it woke. They found it ideologically correct, but they didn't find it funny. I also think that they're in a weird spot because you're basically handicapping yourself as a comedy writer, because if you're woke, you have to be beholden to the ideology first before laughs. So you're putting yourself in a little cage, and there are entire things that are now off limits to you. And so you're handicapped and you're trying to be funny within that cage. And you can be, if you're very talented and you're a funny person, you can be funny within that cage, but you have to adhere to the rules. And I think what they might have been trying to do was simultaneously poke a little fun at themselves and at wokeness while still not actually leaving the cage or breaking any of the rules, which failed. If you want to poke fun at wokeness, you're going to have to break the rules. You're going to have to leave your cage. You can't please woke people and also make effective jokes about wokeness and about yourselves. You can't do the two at once. I haven't seen anyone do it effectively.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was considering. Well, I mean, they must be trying to make fun of wokeness, but they failed.
They totally failed because they didn't want to actually do anything that would challenge the rules.
They didn't want to actually make fun of wokeness.
Right. They're trying to have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, if you want to make fun of wokeness, guys, there's lots of examples out there. There's lots of people. Look at Ryan Long. There's lots of people who are effectively making fun of wokeness, but to do so means, oh my goodness, you might get called not woke when you do it. You're going to have to leave your these boundaries that you've accepted, you're going to have to leave the prison you've put your comedy bone in.
Yeah. Pretty, it was pretty bad. And I was reminded why I never watched late night television or any award shows. So,
yeah, I hate award shows anyway. So good riddance.
Yeah, me too.